Hello there, everyone, and welcome to episode 67 of the Play to Win podcast. My name is Keiran, and I'm, of course, joined by my awesome, fantastic co-host, Tyler. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty well. It was a long week. A long week. Not like kind of stressful, but not too stressful. It was just a long week overall, really. Did it play too much? Honestly, like all the playing I did was after we recorded last week and then that Sunday, and then after that I didn't really play anything. Monday through Friday. Just because I just had other things that were taking precedence. So I just didn't really get a chance to play. Like I played a bit of Smash because I was like, you know what, I just want to play a bit of Smash. Just knock some people around as Sora. That's not on my what I've been playing this week because I played it for all of like 2 hours. Just played a Sora for a bit, but that was about it. So yeah, been a bit of a long week. I did, and then like the one day I kind of did anything, to like enjoy myself at night. Was Thursday night. Thursday night, I was like, you know what? I was like, what do I want to? I was like, I want to play something, but I don't want to watch something. So like, what am I gonna watch? Do I watch more Seinfeld? Do I like finally bite the bullet and like continue Arcane? Do I not do that? Do I watch Miss Marvel? And I was like, I don't know if I want to do that. Let me watch it. I was like, I'll just watch some Seinfeld. And I started an episode of Seinfeld. I finished it that little at the time. I was like, no, you're gonna finish Miss Marvel because like you're on episode you've only seen the first 2 episodes and people are dropping spoilers. You're gonna binge the last 4 tonight. So that's what I did. I watched like the final
Nice.
4, finished the series. I'm like, all right, cool, enjoyed that, great show. Arcane will get to you when I get to you one of these days.
Yeah, I've also had a pretty busy week. Although, good news, I am now done with my first year of uni.
Congratulations.
So, thank you. So I don't have anything uni related to do until October, which is nice. So, takes a huge weight off my shoulders every week. And to celebrate, I decided to start watching Peaky Blinders.
I'm not gonna lie, for a second I thought you said like Piggy something. I was just like, Piggy what? And then I realized what you said. Like, I haven't watched that show. I've heard about it. Heard like good things.
Yeah, it's been on my list for ages, and everyone's always like, watch it, it's amazing. So I was like, oh, okay, I'll start it. It's pretty good so far. I think I'm on season 2. I think so.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah, pretty good.
Well, nice. You got a nice, I guess you could say like free open time ahead of you for like the next 3-ish months or so, like 2.5, 3 months. So
Yeah,
look
roughly.
at that. Enjoy the time, enjoy the free time, and just the relaxation you have ahead of you.
I might start working through that catalog of games I have to play.
Yeah, you should. You certainly should, considering that some of them are from like October of last year. So
Yeah. Yep. But this is the Play to Win podcast, the show where we break down the week's biggest gaming news in depth discussion. As a reminder, if you would subscribe to us here on YouTube, we very much appreciate it. Tap the notification bell as well so you know when new podcast episodes go live, and subscribe on podcast services. We think we want a good show. We think people will enjoy it. So yeah, keep up with us. And the topics for this episode of the Play to Win podcast, we are going to go through some PlayStation updates, followed by some Skate updates, and finally we're going to round out the episode of main news topics with June NPDs. But first off, we have some PlayStation updates to talk about. So we're going to start off with PlayStation Stars, a new loyalty reward program that Sony announced on the PlayStation blog earlier this week. The program will be free to join and will allow players to earn points that can be used towards things like PSN wallet funds and select PlayStation Store products. They didn't go into any kind of detail as to what those products might be, but one can assume it might be, games and things like that. Points can be earned by completing campaigns, and campaigns can be as simple as playing a game, or they can include completing challenges, earning specific trophies, winning tournaments, or being the first person in your time zone to platinum a blockbuster title. Again, they didn't.
That part seems pretty. That's going to be a whole lot of racing to finish games and like platinum them and everything. And Sony has confirmed, they're like, yeah, like we'll be checking to make sure there's no like fraudulent activity going on to like for people getting these platinums or anything like that. Like it's going to be, we're making sure people get these platinums through legitimate means and everything. also important that they said here platinuming blockbuster titles. So like
Yeah.
no blockbuster, no platinuming like just like real cheap 20-minute platinums or anything that you get for like from a game that costs like $1 or something like that. Like
Yeah.
no. You want to get that, you want to get the like a reward for platinuming a title, platinum Elden Ring. Platinum Elden Ring, be the first to platinum that.
Yeah, I'm sure that would. Well, actually, I don't know how long it took the first person to platinum out. I'm sure somebody's done it by now because the game's
Oh, yeah,
been
many
out
people have
since.
done it for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. So actually, I've never looked into how long it takes somebody to platinum Elden Ring. Stars members will also be able to earn digital collectibles, and in the PlayStation blog, they say, quote, collectibles are as diverse as our portfolio of products and franchises. They are digital representations of things that PlayStation fans enjoy, including figurines of beloved and iconic characters from games and other forms of entertainment, as well as cherished devices that tap into Sony's history of innovation, end quote. One clarification they did make, however, which I think was a very good one to make, is that the rewards will not be NFTs. They said that in no way, shape, or form will they be offering any sort of things that can be sold or traded. It's simply rewards that you have on your account that PlayStation think you'll like, apparently.
Yeah,
And the
they said
program,
that I was gonna say they said that these are they're not NFTs. They're like in no way, shape, or form. They're really definitive. Like, nope, no way are these
yeah,
NFTs. They don't use blockchain. None of that. They are literally just digital collectibles that you get, but they're nothing in the same way, same
yeah,
sort of vein as NFTs at all. Because that was the thing. Like, as soon as it was announced, people were like, "Whoa, hold on, wait a minute. What do you mean digital collectibles? You're getting
yeah,
me nervous over here, Sony." And then they came out with that clarification. I believe they clarified that to Washington Post because I've read a
yes, it did.
Washington Post piece, and they had that there. So it's just like, okay, we would all pump the brakes and all like that. Because it would be. I think Sony is smart enough to know don't jump into the NFT realm at all, like
Yep.
in any way, shape, or form. Just don't do that. That'd be bad for your business. That would be very bad.
Yeah, yeah, I definitely think it wouldn't have gone down well if they'd come out and said, actually, yeah, we are going to offer NFTs. I think the most of the video game community would be like, hold on a second there, Sony.
Yeah, just bad press
Yep.
immediately.
And the program will launch sometime this year. They gave no details as to a projected release date, anything like that. Just said they will provide more updates in the future. So I will go to our resident PlayStation expert first, Tyler.
Sure, call me the
What
resident PlayStation expert.
what are your opinions on PlayStation Stars?
I mean, honestly, it seems I think just I had to read the blog post a couple times just to fully wrap my head around it or wrap my head around it as best as I possibly could. Um, so I think that honestly, it seems like it's a I hate to say like fine loyalty program, but it seems like a fine loyalty program. It's not like mind blowing, and I don't necessarily think that a loyalty rewards program would be expected to be mind blowing. I think that
No.
what it's offering, it seems like okay, cool. This is neat. This is a neat little thing for anyone who is like a just like a diehard PlayStation fan or just like a really big PlayStation fan, and you want to get like a few little extra little tidbits of rewards for being a PlayStation fan and playing on PlayStation most of the time. Well, here you go. Here's a program for you to join up. It like specifically because it's free. Like it's not like you have to pay to join in. Like if you had to
Yeah.
pay to join in, it'd be a different story. But it's free to join. So like you join in and you're just getting points and all like that. If you're a PlayStation Plus member, you also get additional points for making purchases on the PlayStation Store too.
Yep.
So like there's also like other benefits as well in those types of ways. And just being able, just like some of the rewards we're getting here, like you said here, like getting PlayStation wallet funds or other PlayStation Store products. What those products would be, we don't know exactly.
Nope.
But yeah, and then it's like, the way in which you get the get points by completing campaigns, like it all really reminds me of the Game Pass rewards that they have going on Xbox.
Yeah.
I think it's Game Pass rewards or Game Pass Ultimate, but whatever it is, like it's their quest, the quest that Xbox has.
Oh,
I know, like, when I you know what I'm
Microsoft
talking
Rewards.
about, like Microsoft Rewards, yes. Because like if you're playing on your Xbox and then you jump into a Game Pass game, it's like, oh, here you go. Here's your quest. Here's your quest reward. Play a Game Pass game. Oh, download a Game Pass game. Play multiple Game Pass games. It's like, you get different. You complete quests by doing just like daily things you would normally do on your Xbox. So I imagine this is similar to that. I don't know how in depth the Microsoft Rewards thing goes, as opposed to PlayStation Stars here, in regards to how PlayStation Stars, they say campaigns. It could be like playing the game. They have like different challenges for them, like completing challenges, earning specific trophies, winning tournaments. Like, I don't know if Microsoft Rewards quests are like similar to those, like have parity at all. Because I mean, I've never dug into it. I don't care to dig into it at all like that. But I mean, it seems like something like a harmless, fun loyalty program. I'm curious about what these digital collectibles are going to be. Just like I would, in my mind, I would love for them to be something similar to, stick with me here, listeners. If you've played Super Smash Brothers Brawl or Melee, maybe 64, I don't remember about 64, but Brawl and Melee, you'll know what I'm talking about. Karen, you might. In those games, there were trophies for the different characters in the game, and also like different characters, different items, and characters from like other games too, right? And the trophy, it was just like a 3D model trophy of the character in the game, and when you went to it, it would tell you like information about that character. So like, information about who that person is and like what game they first appeared in and all like that. It'd be cool if the digital collectibles was something similar to that, or even how, I mean, Astro's Playroom did something like that. They did a similar thing with, their, I forgot what they're called in Astro's Playroom, but the different pieces of PlayStation hardware that have been released over the years, whether it was the Vita and everything, like you had something similar to it. So it'd be cool if the digital collectibles were something along those lines. Maybe not all 3D models, but like, hey, here is the key art for Ape Escape 1 with like a brief description of like, hey, what Ape Escape 1 was, like, what the synopsis of the game is, or what the premise behind the game was when it first released. Here's a picture or like a model of the PlayStation Eye, and here's some information about the PlayStation Eye. You get what I mean? Something like that. I think
kind of
digital collectibles like that would be really cool and worthwhile. Since they say here that they're as diverse as our portfolio of products and franchises, and they're digital representations of things that people in the PlayStation ecosystem, enjoy. So if it's like that, I think it'd be cool.
Yeah, so I'll get to my overall thoughts on Stars in a second, but I want to piggyback off that first. One thing that I thought they could do is so say their digital collectibles or rewards or whatever they call them are going to be like, statues of Ellie or Joel or Ratchet and Clank or whatever. You could kind of make an app or like an app or like a small game to kind of go alongside this, where it's essentially like a trophy room. So you can actually go in and walk around and look at all your trophies and the collectibles you earn digitally through the rewards. I thought that would be like a nice touch if they did that at some point down the line, so that you're not just like looking at them in a menu. It's actually interactive. You can go into it. You can do all this. The idea I had for it in my head, I don't know if it's on the Quest 2, but I remember on my Oculus when I had that, when you like first booted up, you had this like big open space that you could customize and
it's on the Quest 2. I know what you're talking about.
Okay, yeah. So just like something similar like that, just like a big room with all your trophies, or you could have like a separate room for your figurines that you collect, and then a room for your art and a room for like a soundtrack or whatever. I don't know. Just an idea that I had when I read that. But
perhaps I'm gonna jump off that real quick. Yeah. Perhaps you can have something like that in PSVR 2.
Mm-hmm.
If PSVR 2 does like a space like that, perhaps you can have that in PSVR 2, especially if they bring back PlayStation Home. And in PlayStation Home, you can have like any digital collectibles you've earned displayed in your home living space, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
I like that idea right there.
Yeah. I actually like the idea of stars. I'm actually like, after I read the PlayStation blog and kind of looked at some articles to kind of back up some of the information, I'm actually looking forward to when this launches. I think it's going to be, one, really good for PlayStation as a platform, but two, even better for PlayStation players. Where just by, like, again, kind of what you touched on, doing something that you would regularly do on your PlayStation anyway, you're now getting the chance to earn like store
A little
credit
something for it.
Yeah, exactly. So I think they've gone about this really well. I think they have given people enough things to do where, like, it's not kind of niched into, oh, you have to earn this trophy to earn points or to earn a reward, or you have to complete this this challenge that we set you to earn this or this reward. It's, you can do that if you want to, but if you join the program, you'll be able to just earn points by playing, which I think is really smart. So I'm actually a big fan of this.
Yeah, it's neat. It's neat. It's just a neat little addition to PlayStation. Yeah. Nothing more, nothing less. No harm, no foul. That's a neat little thing.
Exactly. A couple other neat little things for PlayStation this week is that they have finalized 2 acquisitions. The bigger one being Bungie. They announced on Twitter, so I'll just read off their things now, just from the official PlayStation Twitter account. The agreement to acquire Bungie has closed, so now we can officially say welcome to the PlayStation family. Nice thing.
Yep,
acquisition closed.
I don't know why I thought it was going to take a bit longer, but hey, it's done.
Yep. Cool. Yeah. Just a little clarification for those who may not be aware. Bungie, yes, is now part of PlayStation Studios, but they are still independent. They will still publish games outside of PlayStation. So don't be concerned if you're a fan of Destiny 2 and they're like, oh, what am I going to do about the Final Shape and Beyond Light? Not Beyond Light. What's the Lightfall? Thank you. Those are still coming. Games that Bungie will make in the future are still coming outside of PlayStation. Just a bit of clarification.
Yep. Wherever Bungie's like, we can put our games where we want to.
Yep.
That's the thing. So if they want to make a game exclusive to PlayStation, they can, but they are not forced to.
Nope. Just another little tidbit. Still was $3.6 billion.
That's why I thought it was going to take a little bit longer. I was like, oh,
yeah.
Okay, we're done. All right, cool. Looking forward to seeing what comes of this.
Yeah. So that acquisition closed this week. The acquisition for Haven also closed. Jade Raymond's studio. My apologies. This news was also announced on the official PlayStation Twitter. I'm not going to read this one. It was very similar to the Bungie one. So essentially, welcome to the PlayStation family. But apparently, Jade Raymond and Haven Studios are already working quite closely with Mark Cerny on research and development. In an interview with GamesIndustry.biz, Jade Raymond said, quote, So Mark Cerny is one of the main reasons we're investing so much in research and development, and in this very senior engineering team, it's not just tied to the cloud, but some more forward-thinking research and development. I'm not able to say too much now, but that's obviously one of the other things that's been a big attractor and is exciting to our team with PlayStation. Of course, Mark Cerny is kind of like a rock star too, so being able to collaborate with him is really exciting. End quote. Do you have any thoughts on Haven being closed?
No thoughts on it being closed. Like, all right, cool, it's done. Deal's done. That's more a thing of just looking forward to seeing whatever it is that they're making, like when it is that we're going to see their game. I guess I'm more so just like intrigued by how they're working with Mark Cerny so closely already. Because she says here that it's not just tied to cloud, but like also more forward thinking stuff. And she's not able to say too much now. So I'm curious about, what are you kind of hiding or teasing here? Like you're saying it's more forward thinking R&D that's not just tied to cloud. So cloud plays a factor in it in some capacity, but what else are you thinking, or what else are you doing over there? And Mark Cerny's involvement, like he's been at the center of the PS4 and PS5's hardware development. I don't really know too much about PS3 or prior consoles, but PS4 and PS5, like he was there at the center of those at the development of those consoles and their, how they came to be what they are. So I'm curious. I'm curious about what they're working on together. You know, what he's helping them with, what they're helping him with, what ideas and thoughts they're trading back and forth and everything. I'm intrigued. I'm curious by it. And I wonder if we'll hear more about it after the game gets like announced or revealed or what have you.
Yeah, I would imagine so. I was trying to think of what the more forward-thinking R&D could be, but honestly, I have no clue.
Yeah, neither do I. Like, I'm not like computer engineer. I'm not a game dev,
Nope.
so that's why like I'm not sure what this more forward thinking thing could be. That is not just cloud specifically. I don't know, maybe streaming stuff, but I mean, even then, that's cloud. Um, I don't know. I don't know. I'm very curious. I'm very curious to see what it is that that they're working on over there.
Maybe it's like the Matrix where you have like a PlayStation console like inserted directly into the back of your head.
Yeah, that'd be. I don't know if I like that. I don't. I
Nope,
think I
never
think
happened.
I like not being directly connected physically to things like that. Just no,
Yeah.
no, thank you. When do
Yep.
you think we're gonna see their game?
Um, so probably next year, maybe year after.
That's what you think? Because I mean, they've already been working on it for a while. They were
Yeah.
working on it when PlayStation partnered with them beginning of last year. And then PlayStation was so impressed with what they were working on that they acquired them beginning of this year. I would like to think, I mean, this is PlayStation, and PlayStation, they try not to tease or show things too early. And by that I mean they don't they're not going through the Microsoft playbook of we're gonna
Yeah.
announce Hellblade in 2019 and the game still has no release window or anything in 2022. Like if they tend to try to announce something and then have it out within 2 years. They try to. Not always successful, but they try.
No.
So I mean, I would like to think that we could see it at their next big showcase, which I presume would be September. I would like to think we'd see it there, but chances are maybe next year. Like if not September, maybe Game Awards, Jeff can get that.
Yeah.
Maybe in a random state of play near the end of the year. And if not that, then it's just a next year thing.
Yeah. I mean, I certainly don't think it's off the cards to see it this year. Like you say, they've been working on it for a while, so I think it must be, if not ready to show, then close to being ready to show. But it all depends on PlayStation's timeline at this point. I I would think if probably by mid next year at the latest, whenever their big showcase next year would be the latest. But I think between kind of now and then is whenever we could see this game.
Yeah, because I mean, like they announced this partnership, the Deviation and the Firewalk partnership, all somewhat close to each other. I say somewhat, like give me some leeway on that. Like I know one of
Yeah.
them was Deviation was Game Awards, Haven was around March or so last year, Firewalk was sometime in between those two. So like at some point we do need to see what those three partnerships are, and I think that PlayStation knows that the fans would like to see them. The longer we go without seeing or hearing anything about them, the more curious we're going to be. And
Yeah.
like, it's especially since like they're not known ideas. Like we don't know what these things are. So like I say like similar to God of War, but not similar to God of War. People were ravenous for that information because they just want to know when we can play God of War Ragnarok.
Yeah.
But also in the fact that like God of War went quiet for what 6 months, like almost 12 months. So you can say what 10 months it went quiet. We didn't hear or see anything, and people were like foaming at the mouth. So
Yeah.
the longer we go on these, I imagine this. It eventually people will be like, "What's going on with these things? What's
Yeah.
happening with them?" So I imagine a sooner rather than later approach is what they would like to do. But it's just, the realities of game dev throw that into limbo.
Yeah. As I think our motto at this point says, we'll have to wait and see.
Essentially, should have that be like the tagline of the Play to Win podcast. Play to Win podcast. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll have some business cards printed with that on the back.
We'll have to wait and see.
Something else that we will have to wait and see about is Skate stuff. They Full Circle announced during a boardroom update on YouTube this week that Skate 4 is not a thing.
That's not the name of it anymore.
Yeah, it's simply called Skate. And it will be a free-to-play live service game.
That got a lot of people in a tizzy.
Yeah,
I can tell you that much right now. A lot of people were not so happy about that little detail right there.
yeah. I'm not thrilled about it myself. Like, I'm not a skate person. I'm not thrilled about it myself, but we'll talk about that in a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Skate is set in New Vansterdam, which is a sister city of sorts to Skate and Skate 2's San Vanalona. Yep.
I believe that's how it's pronounced.
Yeah. They chose to just name it Skate, saying that this isn't a sequel, it's not a reboot or remake, but it is a, quote, new platform that will be supported for years to come, end quote.
And I also want to add here that Skate, it's not written normally, it's stylized all lowercase with a period at the end. Like, that's how it's stylized.
I didn't notice that.
Yep, that's how it's stylized. It's not written like a normal word.
Weird. They did give some detail on the free-to-play model that they're using, saying that they are following 4 rules, those being that Skate will have no pay-to-win, no map areas locked behind a paywall, no paid loot boxes, and no paid gameplay advantages. So at least they're kind of going about it in a decent way, I would say. If they stick to that.
Yeah. I imagine they would, because you don't make promises like that at the start of game dev and then walk those back. Like, you walk any of those back, people are not good. They're going to lose trust in you immediately, especially with a game like this. And, I think EA is over top of it as well. So, like, you can't afford to walk any of those 4 things back.
No. Yeah, and I don't think they would want to anyway, just because why would you want to split your player base? Anyway, the game will feature cross-play and cross-progression. So
Speaking of splitting the player base, they're not going to be doing it.
Exactly. So, after this news, are we more or less excited for Skate?
I wasn't going to play the game anyway, so I'm not more or less excited. But I do think this is great. Well, okay. Let me run that back. I don't want to say great, because again, I've never played the other Skate games. So I don't have the perspective to say, oh, this is going to be so great for the game, or, oh, this is going to be horrible for the game. But from my understanding of Skate and what they're saying they want to do here, this seems like the smart thing to do, especially in 2022's gaming landscape. It's funny, I saw Imran Khan from Fanbyte tweet this out, I think later on that day when this was all announced and stuff. And he had said, I'm paraphrasing here, but he said, I'm just gonna say it, but like, a lot of you would not have bought a full price Skate game in 2022. Like, a lot of you would not have bought a $60-$70 Skate game. Like, that just would not have happened.
No.
And like, yeah, that could be like a cynical look at it, but at the same time, I don't find it that crazy a statement to make in 20, like, no, because I'm trying to think, how much was Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1+2, that remake? Can you look that up for me, please?
Yes.
It might have been full price, but if it wasn't full price, it was probably $40, I think. You can make the argument, oh, it's just a remake of 2 older games, it shouldn't be full price. Okay, cool. Yeah, you can make that argument. But also at the same time, people will have a certain perspective on the game, and they'll feel like, man, why is it $70? I don't want to pay $70 for this, or I don't want to pay $60 for this. Like, it should be like I feel like it's not that it's not worth the money, but like, the game would have to do more to make it feel like it's worth the full $60 or $70. You get what I mean? Did you see the price?
Yes. So where did it go? Here it is. So the standard edition was $40. The digital deluxe was $50, and the collector's was $100.
There you go. So I mean, again, like I said, remake compared to a full new entry in a series, different stories, different. It's not exactly one to one, apples to apples. But I think this is just a smart thing to do. Like in the current game space, you skate only benefits by having a large community, which it clearly does, but having a large community and an easy way to play it and an easy way to grow that game, right? How do you have a large community? You have it be free to play. You let it be free to play. That way you get as many people in the game as possible. And then you evolve the game from there. A game like Skate is one that you wouldn't want to put out and then, in this current game's landscape, do a sequel a few years later, then a sequel a few years later. It's a game where you would want it to be like you put out one and then you let it evolve and grow over time. Sure, you could do that with a full price release, but again, with a game and a field like skating and everything like that, you would want it to be as accessible and as open to as many people as possible. To have that skating community feel like actually really alive and large and big and everything.
Yeah.
So that just makes the most sense. They did say there'll be paid cosmetics and all for microtransactions. They did say that they're thinking of live events and seasonal drops and stuff like that. That all makes sense for what a skate game could and most likely should be in today's day and age. I feel like if we just got another Skate that was like Skate 1, 2, and 3, full paid release, and all like that, it wouldn't necessarily succeed or have the legs as a free-to-play live service type of skate game. And I mean, I saw some people worried, like, oh man, like this means battle passes and stuff like that. And like that, I mean, there is cause for concern. Like, okay, free to play, that does bring in the question of battle passes and how is I'm gonna call it a skate pass just for sake of actual, continuity here. It makes more sense to call it a skate pass.
Makes sense.
There is cause for concern of, okay, if there is a skate pass, how is that going to be? What type of content is going to be in it? How is the progression going to be in it? How is that going to be monetized? Those are all fair questions to have and fair concerns to have, but that's just adapting. That's looking at the landscape, adapting to the landscape and what people expect from games, what is best for your game, and just making the right move, making the right smart moves for it from there.
Yeah. So I'll start off by saying I agree with everything you just said. I think it is smart for Skate to go into a more live service type style because who was the person who said that? Imran Khan. Yeah, people probably wouldn't buy a full price $70 Skate game in today's gaming landscape. Like, it's just not something I can see people doing.
Yeah, not unless to get a sequel out of it or anything.
Yeah, exactly. So like making it free to play live service kind of a style is one, going to bring in a lot more people at launch than you probably would have otherwise had, and two, make sure that people continue playing it because there will be like big Skate fans who are like, oh, I need to log in and do this week's weekly challenge or this week's new thing that they've released to get this limited, or well, not limited edition, but this like unlockable colored skateboard or whatever they're going to do in their Skate Pass. But the main issue that I have with it isn't necessarily with Skate itself. It's more just it's kind of more just with live service games in general, because there was something that I saw earlier this week that was not gaming related at all. I don't know if you saw the BMW
BMW, yes. For those who don't know, BMW now has microtransactions in their cars for you to have heated seats.
Yes, yeah, where you pay, I think it's like $18 a month or something to get access to your heated seats. So
it's in my car. Why do I have to pay a subscription to get this?
Yeah, but like I saw that and it kind of got me thinking about like when is enough, or when is the breaking point going to be where everything has a battle pass and everything has like an ongoing monthly cost, where if you want to play like a few games a month, then you're going to be spending $40, $50, $60 or whatever on like every single month on the battle passes for all these games. That like that's my main concern with it. And also kind of just like the time that you have to invest into a live service game. Like I'll talk about that later because I've invested quite a significant chunk of time in one this week. But it's just I'm getting slightly concerned with the number of games that are like now going to be competing for people's attention, right? Because like I said with Sea of Thieves and Skull and Bones last week, the main goal of a live service game is to get as many people playing for as long a time as possible, so they are more likely to spend money in your game. So with however many live service games there are just now, and how many are going to be released, and how many are going to have battle passes and microtransactions and subscription services and all that kind of stuff, it makes me concerned that at one point you are going to be extremely limited, I think is the wrong word, but you're going to have to be extremely cautious about which ones you choose, because you could like, 7 or 8 live service games, but you might only be able to afford the battle pass for one. So it's, which one do you choose?
And like, even if you want to like remove the battle pass in the equation, just the time factor of it.
Yeah,
just
exactly.
like the time sink, like how much time you have to sit, how much time you have to dig into Destiny, and then Skate, and then Final Fantasy 14, and then World of Warcraft, and then Fortnite, and Apex, and Call of Duty, and Rainbow Six Siege. And like that's just look at all the games I literally just listed.
Yeah, I was aware to say that's probably like $90 to $100 in battle pass alone.
Right, like battle pass, but again, just like even ignore the battle pass part of it. The time factor, like the time investment. Like if you play all of those, or if you want to play all of those, it's like there's no way to play all of those and keep up with all of them and everything. So I mean that's definitely a valid cause for concern. Just the fact of like, man, like it's another live service game. How am I going to balance this amongst all the others? And that comes down to, like I said, how it's monetized, how the progression is leveled out and everything. Because if it's done, like if you look at Halo Infinite, how that progression was when it first started, I mean, it's better now, but it's still not perfect. It's still not ideal or anything like that. Like that's live service battle pass kind of done not entirely the right way. Yeah. Whereas something like Fortnite, it's done the correct way. Although I do think that they should adopt the Halo Infinite model of your battle pass days once you buy it. You can do whatever you want.
I agree.
Many more games should do that. So yeah, I think I agree with what you said. Like I think that it's okay to be cautious and skeptical of the live service aspect, but I don't think that it's like the wrong move for Skate to make.
No, neither
nor do I think it's like I don't think it's the wrong thing to do. I don't think it's going to like be something that ruins the game. It could, but I don't think at first brush that like, oh no, Skate's done. It's a live service. It's free to play.
No,
they've killed it.
No, they certainly haven't killed Skate, but I think people are just a little more skeptical about it now.
Fairly.
Yeah. Okay, so now we're gonna move on to Skate, and Tyler's gonna take over.
What you mean move on from Skate? You said we're gonna move on to Skate.
Oh no, sorry, we're gonna move on from Skate.
Move on from Skate into the NPDs for June 2022. So there's some, and it's not like crazy. It's nothing too crazy this month. But we have some fun little tidbits of information here. And I actually should have left some of this out just to keep it like surprise for you. I should have. I didn't. My bad. But it'll be a surprise for listeners who haven't heard this information yet. So first off, we're going to start with this. PS5. And of course, also real quick, NPDs are just US information for sales and everything. It's not worldwide. So just keep that in mind. PS5 had the highest dollar sales for June of all the consoles, and it had the highest dollar sales for the first half of 2022 as well. The Switch, on the other hand, had the highest unit sales for both June and the first half of 2022. So Switch is selling like crazy, but PS5 is making all that money. PS5 is making plenty of money from their consoles. which I mean, it's to be expected. You know, they are the more expensive one between the two. But I guess it is surprising that I guess I don't know exactly what Xbox's unit sales are, but I guess it's surprising that PS5 is still having the most dollar sales in the first half of the year in comparison to Xbox, which is, you know, been doing better supply wise than PlayStation.
I can't see an updated number from, I think, the last time we talked about it. I don't know if this is official information or not, but it's estimated that was 13.87 million Series X is sold as of April 2022.
Yeah. So I mean, I guess I figured I would have expected maybe, you know, like maybe not like I'm not surprised with PlayStation having highest dollar sales for June, but just the first half of the year overall, I guess I'm a bit surprised by that. I would have expected Xbox to be closer, you know, considering again their supply issues they've been better about supply overall. So I would have thought that they would have had the higher dollar sales for the first half of 2022. Especially also they have, well, I was gonna say they have the two consoles. PlayStation does too, but the Series S is cheaper than the PS5 digital edition.
Yeah.
So I guess it would make sense why it's not. Even still, consoles doing well. PlayStation's doing well with their consoles. Switch is doing well. Xbox still doing well too. Everyone's just straight up killing the game out here. But now we're gonna get into the top 20 games of the month. Karen, don't click on the link. I mean, again, not much surprising here, but don't click on it. I'm still mad I like put some of this information in here in the doc. I shouldn't have. Is what it is though. Number one,
just real quick. This is always my favorite part of the NPD discussion when I get to guess what games are in what order.
Yeah, I'm such an idiot for like leaving some of this stuff in here because like you never would have guessed like two of these for sure. So number one, it's Elden Ring.
Yeah.
Number one for June is Elden Ring. Not only is it the best-selling game of the month for June, it's also the best-selling game of the year still so far. It has placed first in dollar sales for 4 of the 5 months that it has been on sale. There was a bit of a discrepancy at first. At first, it was announced that by the NPD, by Matt Piscatell, the NPDs, that Elden Ring has become one of the top 10 best-selling games in the US of all time. But he invoked a retraction on that statement a little bit later in the day, basically saying, actually, we don't have all the information for certain other factors on this, so we can't make that statement just yet. That was my fault on that. But I would not be surprised if it ends up being one of the top 10 best-selling games of all time, period, at some point in time.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
At the rate it's going, honestly, like it's making me more and more want to pick up Elden Ring and give it like a good college try. I really think at some point I'm gonna like the FOMO bug is gonna fully bite me. Like it's nibbled on me some before. Like it's giving me the mosquito bites, but I think eventually it's gonna give me that full-on bee sting, the full-on bee sting or the like the spider bite. I'm gonna be like, oh, I gotta go to the store, pick it up. I need to get the remedy. I need to get the remedy. So Elden Ring is absolutely killing it. Have you ever gone back to Elden Ring much since you last talked about it on the show, or have you just like you haven't talked about it?
No, so I think I've played it a little bit since I last talked about it on the show, but like really nothing substantial. I haven't gotten any further in the story. So like again, now that I have all this free time, that's one of the games I'm going to be going back to. But certainly doesn't surprise me that it is still doing as well as it is.
Yeah, not at all, not one bit. Yeah. It's a juggernaut. I think what is surprising is the fact that no one could have expected it to do as well as it has been.
No, of course not.
Like we all figured it was going to review really great and sell really well that first month or two because it's Elden Ring, it's a new Souls game from Software. Like we said before, it's like the culmination of everything that they've learned and everything that they've done in the past decade or so. But to see the legs on this thing, sales wise, it's phenomenal. It's phenomenal. Number 2 for June. It's not a new game. By a new game, I mean it was not released in June. Did come out this year. Came out in the past 3 months.
Kirby?
Not Kirby. Kirby's on the list. Kirby's on this list at number 8. Dropped down from number 6.
New game came out this year.
Past 3 months.
Oh, no.
Also, like Kirby came out in March, not April. So past
okay.
2 months is April, May, June to July. I guess that's 4 months. So I guess we'll say 4 months in the past 4 months.
Okay.
April, May, June to July, that window.
Can I get another hint?
It's funny because we're kind of doing the same that we did before. This game has many stories in it. You could say it has a multiple of 3 stories in it.
3 stories.
A multiple of 3. It's very beloved.
6.
These stories are beloved.
Is it Fire Emblem?
It's not Fire Emblem, but Fire Emblem, I think, is on this list at some point.
Multiple of 3 stories.
You build a lot of stuff in this. You bust a lot of stuff in this. There's many characters to play as in this. Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga.
God.
9 is a multiple of 3.
Yeah, it is.
Yep. I'm surprised that's number 2 here. I really would have thought it would have gone down some, but Lego Star Wars: Skywalker Saga. A lot of people really liking that game. Clearly.
Yeah.
I still
might have forgotten that game existed, but we'll just move past that.
I've kind of forgot it existed, but I still want to play it. I still want it real badly. Real bad.
Oh yeah, I definitely want to play it.
Number 3 is a new game. It came out in June. I will give you a hint. It is a Nintendo game that came out in June.
Strikers.
There you go. First guess. Number 3, Mario Strikers Battle League. I didn't think you were going to get it. Of course, it's important to note Nintendo does not give their digital sales to NPDs, so it's just physical that they have here. That's cool. Number 3 for Mario Strikers Battle League. I don't know if I would have expected it to be number 3. I would have expected it to be top 20, but I don't know about number 3. So good on that.
Yeah.
Number 4, I'll just tell you number 4. It's MLB The Show 2022. Number 5, I wrote this in the doc. I shouldn't have. But Overwatch is number 5 on the top 20. It bumped up from 57th place last month. And also, this is the first time it's been back in the top 20 best-selling chart since October 2019.
Damn. I actually feel quite bad for all the people who just bought Overwatch, considering that in 3 and a bit months, it's going to be shut down.
Yeah, I guess you could say that, but I mean, also you look at it like this: like people might have seen the Overwatch 2 beta and they're like, "Man, I didn't get in, but you know what? It makes me want to play Overwatch."
Yeah.
So you know what? I'm gonna jump in. I'm gonna play Overwatch now, and I'll get my sea legs in Overwatch. That way, I'll be more ready when Overwatch 2 officially releases later on this year. So you can look at it as like a feeling bad, but I mean, also like what Legendary Edition is what $20.
Yeah, I think it's like
anywhere from 20 to 40.
So.
Like it's not like absurdly expensive.
No, and like it's certainly a game you could absolutely get quite a lot of like solid play hours in, so it's not like it's going to be a waste of money.
Yeah,
I just feel slightly bad that they have just spent between $20 and $40 when in 2 and a bit months it's going to be shut down.
Yeah, true. I guess I don't feel like as bad about it, considering that anything you get in the game will carry over to the next one. All the characters are going to be in the next one. All the maps. It's not, you aren't losing anything except for 6v6.
Exactly.
Like all you lose is 6v6. That's it. So I don't feel as bad about it. But I mean, you got a point over there. 6th place. This game is, as far as I understand, always in the top 20. It is a Nintendo game.
Pokemon.
Not Pokemon.
Mario Kart.
Mario Kart 8. Number 6. You're learning. You're learning. Number 7 is another Nintendo game. Came out this year.
Pokemon.
It's not Pokemon.
Kirby.
Not Kirby.
What other Nintendo games came out this year?
Kirby's number 8. I think I said that. Kirby's number 8. Not number 7. Yeah. Number 7 is a different Nintendo game. Came out this year. Came out shortly after Kirby, though.
Shortly after Kirby Nintendo game. I couldn't tell you.
There are, I believe, 5 or 6 activities in this game. Another one is coming later this year.
No, not Wii Sports, Nintendo Switch Sports.
Yes, Nintendo Switch Sports, number 7, dropping down from 3rd spot for last month in May. Number 8 is Kirby. I still want to play Switch Sports. Haven't gotten around to it. I'll get it at some point. Now this is another one. Really should not have put this in the doc. I put it in the doc. I should have put it like on the side, like somewhere where you couldn't see it. But number 9 is Final Fantasy VII Remake, jumping up from its May spot of 159th place.
Ooh.
Absolutely insane. And of course, it's all because of that event. That 10-minute event showing more Forever Crisis, announcing Crisis Core Reunion, and then announcing Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Just, all right, everyone go buy Remake. Everyone go and buy it.
Okay, finish it. Yes, I do. So I was checking if it had released on PC, and yes, it had.
Yeah, released on PC last year.
Oh, did it? Sorry. Yeah, that's coming to the Epic Game Store. That's new.
That's what it was. It was already on Steam last year, though. With Intergrade. Number 10. It's I think this one's always in the top 20 as well.
FIFA
is not here actually now.
Oh.
It's a platform.
Platform.
No, not a platform. I said it's a platform. I guess you could call this game like a platform of some sort. It's been around for, I think, a decade now.
No, not World of Warcraft.
You're in the right headspace that this game did start on PC before it ended up everywhere.
It's been around for a decade.
Pretty sure it's been around for a decade. I was playing this on my PS3, and that was a decade ago.
I might need more hints.
This game has gotten a lot of spin-offs. One was actually just announced a couple in June.
Spin-off game. Nope.
This game has a spin-off that you can play this spin-off on Netflix. The other spin-off just got announced in June. We had another spin-off prior to that released, I believe, in 2020, or if not, then last year on every platform.
Resident Evil?
Resident Evil is not a platform.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Nope, I'm not getting it.
Minecraft.
Okay.
Minecraft, number 10. It's been around for a decade. I'm almost positive of that. Again, I was playing this on PS3 with my brother. That's why I'm like, I know at least a decade. It's 2022. I was playing on my PS3 in 2012. I know that for a fact.
It has been around for over a decade.
When did it first come out?
18th of November 2011.
Just over a decade. Just over. Number 11. This one is always in top 20 as well. It's a yearly game.
Call of Duty
Vanguard, number 11. Drop it down from number 7. Number 12, I'm just going to tell you because you're not going to guess it. F1 2022, number 12. Okay. Number 13, this game did not come out this year. I believe this game was a 2021 game, but recently got something new. Either it already came out or it's about to come out.
Last year. Oh, not
Cuphead. Cuphead did not come out last year, fam.
yeah. I was like, they just got their DLC, but then I remembered, no, Cuphead came out 6 years ago or something like that.
Yeah. I almost said the name of the game just now. I was supposed to be yeah, this game came out last year. Pretty sure this came out last year. It's getting a new expansion.
Outriders.
No. I would have been shocked if Outriders ended up in top 20.
Yeah,
that much.
Fair. Nope.
It is on a Switch. It is a Switch game. Not a Nintendo game, but it is a Switch game. Came out last year, getting a new expansion. Really great game that's critically received. Fans are really loving it. You grind a lot in this. You fight a lot of beasts in this.
Monster Hunter Rise.
There you go. Monster Hunter Rise at 13, up from 30 last month. All because, again, Sunbreak expansion coming. That'll do it for you. Number 14, you probably won't guess, but I'm gonna have fun with this one anyway. Number
Okay.
14. This game was number 56 last month. Okay.
Okay.
It is a fighting game. It is a 3D fighting game, actually, I should say. And I think it's here because it just came to Switch. Because this is not a new game. This game has been out for a while, which is why it was 56 last month.
Just came to Switch.
I think it just came to Switch.
I remember seeing an article about a fighting game that just came to Switch. What was it called?
I'm not going to tell you.
Well, I know you're not going to tell me, but that doesn't help me. It's on the tip of my tongue.
What genre do you think, like, what do you think this fighting game is based off of? Do you think it's based off anything, or do you think it's like it's an original IP?
Yeah, based on that question, I'm assuming it's based off something.
I'm asking because like you seem like you were like really narrowing in on it, which is why I wanted to ask. What did you think?
No, it's gone. I can't think of
all right, it is based on a show that I believe you have watched, a show that is very beloved for its beauty. People love and remark about how beautiful this show is.
It's not like I can see the image for it, the image that I saw of it in my head, but it didn't have any like revealing characteristics about what it was. I'm
Demon
honestly not
Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba,
yes.
Hinokami Chronicles, number 14.
That's really annoying because I saw an article that was coming to Switch.
That's why I'm sitting here. I'm just like, come on, you can get this. Think. I was hoping when I said like based on something that would help you, because I'm like, I'm pretty sure he's watched Demon Slayer.
That should help him a lot. Half of the first episode of Demon Slayer. I never got back into it.
That's a damn shame. You need to watch more of it. It's a great show. Pretty great show. Number 15, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Still hanging in there, still kicking. Number 16, here's where you get a new Nintendo game that just came out in June. You did mention it earlier.
Oh.
You mentioned it when I had you do a math problem.
You had me do a math problem?
Multiple of 3.
Oh. Fire Emblem.
Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes coming in at 16th place. Under that, another new June release. This one is a platformer, a collection of platformers, in fact.
Oh, it's not Mega Man, is it?
Not Mega Man, but you're in the right ballpark in terms of like, a mascot type character.
Farming mascot. I'm like again. I'm sure I know this one as well.
Okay, I'm going to help you out with companies. It's not a Capcom character. There's a popular character.
Okay,
not Capcom. It's
not Capcom.
It's not a Mario character. It's not like a Nintendo character, so it's not a Nintendo one. Who else from back in the day had a mascot character that is still around, kicking to this day? It is in like so many different games and other forms of media.
So hang on, not Capcom, not Nintendo. Sega Sonic.
There you go. Sega Sonic Origins. 17th place over here. Number 18 is where we're going to get Pokemon Legends Arceus. Drop down from number 10, but Pokemon Legends still hanging in there. Number 19, our final new June release. This game I want to play. I have yet to play it. Very heavy focus on story. You don't want to play it.
Okay, that doesn't narrow it down. There's a lot of games I don't want to play.
You don't want to play it for spooky reasons. Although I'm sure it'll be just fine.
I was going to say the Callisto Protocol, but that's not even come out yet.
That's December.
Yeah, and I would imagine also very much higher up on the list.
Yeah, very probably that, and also
yeah,
just more spooky than this one. I really want to play this game. This developer has another game coming out this year. This game is a spiritual successor to one of their older games. Also really beloved. Has a cast of like many, A-list celebrity type actors and all.
Oh, The Quarry.
There you go. Quarry number 19. Good for Supermassive Games over there. Very happy for them. Still want to get that. Probably going to get it a little bit down the road. And last, rounding it out, Miles Morales, number 20.
Oh, nice.
Good for Miles Morales. That's top 20 for the month. I'm just going to look over the top 20 year to date. I'm not going to make you guess this at all. I'm just going to read through it real quickly. Of course, number one, top 20 games for the year up to this point. Elden Ring's number one. Lego Star Wars, number two. Legends Arceus, number three. Horizon Forbidden West is 4. Let's see. MLB The Show is 22 is 5. Vanguard is 6. Gran Turismo 7 is at 7. Kirby's 8. Mario Kart 8 is at 9. Madden NFL 22 is at 10. These top 10 were also the top 10 last month.
Oh, well,
wild to see. Number 11 is Switch Sports. 12 is Minecraft. 13 is FIFA 22. 14 is Miles Morales. 15 is Monster Hunter Rise. 16 is Animal Crossing New Horizons. Still selling very well.
Yeah.
15 is that's 15 already. 17 is Smash Ultimate. 18 is Mario Party Superstars. 19 is Black Ops Cold War, and 20 is Dying Light 2. Stay Human. Great numbers there. Great numbers there. I'm surprised my Animal Crossing, number 16. Very surprised by that.
Yeah. I didn't think. Well, I mean, I wasn't surprised that game continues to sell well. I'm surprised it's still in the top 20 games of this year.
Yeah, like so far. And I mean, I was gonna say, they did have like that big update, but wasn't that big final update? Was that this year or was that last year? Like end of last year? I don't remember when it was. I don't remember when it was. So like that might have given the game like a second lease on life in a sense for some people. But yeah, I mean, considering that update, they said yes, the final update coming for the game. I figured after
final update was October last year.
Yeah, so you see, I really figured after that things would have just like tapered on off. Nope, clearly,
apparently not.
It must have sold well enough to end up in the top 20 for this year so far. Good for Nintendo, good for Animal Crossing. Those are your NPDs for June 2022. I hope that was fun.
Nice, thank you very much. Which means that our main news topics are done this week, so we can move on to our brief mentions.
Yeah, let's rattle these things off.
Yes, none of these I don't think either of us have too much to say about, so we are just going to get through these real quick. Blizzard is officially ending Heroes of the Storm content development, which is their like MOBA style game.
I thought that was already done. I thought it finished a while ago. So this is news to me.
Xbox's GoldenEye 007 remake is reportedly on hold due to the war in Ukraine.
And just clarification, it's not really a remake, more of like a HD remastering of sorts, as far as I understand.
Yeah, I don't think it's like a full-on remake. I think it is just like what they've done with previous Xbox games.
Yeah.
Halo Infinite's co-op campaign beta is now live, so if you either own the game or you downloaded it through Game Pass Ultimate, you can now access the co-op beta. Midnight Society, Dr. Disrespect's AAA game studio, is working on a PvPvE first-person shooter blockchain game titled Project Moon.
I don't care. I don't care. I just don't.
Yep, I agree with you on that. Nintendo has announced Kirby's Dream Buffet, a party game similar in style to Fall Guys.
I'm happy about Kirby. Kirby's adorable. And no, I want to save what I'm going to say for after the next one, because basically, Kurt, the views on that trailer on YouTube, from what I saw, like someone posted screenshots, the views on that trailer had more views than the trailer for the next game and like some other game. Like the Kirby trailer had like 1 point some odd million, whereas the next one had like a couple 100,000 at like a certain point. Just like, wow, okay.
Yeah. That is surprising considering the next one is Bayonetta 3. Nintendo has announced that the release date for Bayonetta 3, which is October 28th this year.
Yep. Game looks cool. Looks like a lot of fun. Did you watch the trailer?
Yeah, I did not know.
Oh man, you gotta watch it. It's cool. It looks like a lot of fun. It looks like more crazy Bayonetta stuff. There's a new character that they revealed. I believe her name is Violet. I believe is her name. She's the one where in the last trailer for the game that we saw, where at the end it looked like it was teasing someone who looked like Virgil, like sitting in like the silhouette and all. They are that person. They have like a nice long sword and everything. You can play as her. You can play as Violet. She's another playable character in the game. Does that mean 2 separate campaigns? I don't know. I think it might be a thing. If you play as Bayonetta for one level, then like Violet on a different level and all like that. Seems really cool, teasing more story stuff and everything. People believe that there's like astral chain crossover going on here, just because of the name of the enemies in this game share a name with enemies in Astral Chain, which is another platinum game on the Switch. So it looks awesome. It looks fun. I want to get it. I don't know if I'll get it day one, but it looks like more wild Bayonetta insanity, and I'm here for it. They also announced a mode called Naive Angel, which for those who don't know, in Bayonetta, her outfit is made of her hair. So when she does certain moves, her outfit goes away and she's naked. You don't see anything, but she is naked. Like her hair strategically covers her when she does certain moves and everything. Then this Naive Angel mode they're adding for the game makes it so that she never ends up naked when she does these moves that would ordinarily make her naked. So it's a nice censored mode in a sense, so that, as they said, so you can play in the living room without fear of people coming in and making things awkward or seeing things that they might, be concerned about.
Yeah. That's interesting, actually. I do want to get Bayonetta 3, but I'm going to play 1 and 2 first.
They're good games. Turn your brain off, just have fun.
Yeah. A single-player action horror Alien VR game has been announced by Survios, who made Creed Rise to Glory.
Could be fun. Single-player action horror VR for Alien? Potential.
Yeah. Bandai Namco has been hacked in a ransomware attack. That's not good.
That's not good.
No.
Not good at all.
Somebody we mentioned their game earlier, Supermassive Games, makers of Until Dawn, The Dark Pictures Anthology, and The Quarry, has been acquired by Nordisk Games.
Yep. Nordisk actually previously had like a 30.7% stake in ownership stake in the company. Now that it's fully outright on them.
Yep.
And they did say that they still want Supermassive to keep making the games that they're known for. So we shouldn't have to worry about anything changing over there in that regard.
Yep. Respawn is hiring for a new first-person shooter in the Apex Legends universe. That I didn't see, but that I'm very excited about.
I just think it's funny that they said in the Apex Legends universe, considering Apex is set in the Titanfall universe. So it's like, what is more Titanfall erasure happening day by day? I mean, the game could be cool, whatever. It's fine. It's just the Apex Legends universe bit of it is the funniest thing to me.
Yeah, at this point, I think if you walk up to somebody from Respawn and like, so where's Titanfall? They'll be like, sorry, what? What's that?
That Apex spinoff? What are you talking about there? It's Apex Legends world. People? We're just living in it.
Pretty much. Multiverses. WB's new crossover fighting platform. It's an open beta starting on July 26th. Early access will be available on July 19th for those who were in the game's closed alpha.
Yep.
I am probably going to play this beta. I'm actually looking forward to this game.
If I have time, I'll give it a try. See how it goes and all like that. Could be fun.
PlayStation have announced the PS Plus Extra and Premium games for July, which are, give me 2 seconds till I scroll down. Stray, which launches on
July 19th.
This day after this podcast episode goes live.
I'm very excited to play that game. Very, very excited about it.
Yeah, I really want to play it as well.
I'll be talking about it next week for sure.
Yeah. So includes Stray, Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade. So includes the base game and the DLC. Marvel's Avengers.
Yep. Also, real quick, 7 Remake, the regular version of 7 Remake is available for the PS4 version of the catalog. Because Intergrade is only on PS5. 7 Remake is in the catalog for PS4 owners.
Okay, got you. Also available on July 19th are Assassin. I'm just going to list. I'm not going to say Assassin's Creed, but every single one of them. But Assassin's Creed Unity, Black Flag, Rogue Remastered, Freedom Cry, and the Ezio Collection. Saints Row 4 re-elected, Saints Row Get Out of Hell, Spirit of the North Enhanced Edition, Ice Age Scratch Nutty Adventure, Jumanji the video game, Paw Patrol in a Roll, and Ready Set Heroes.
Those are all in the extra game catalog.
Yep. And then the classic catalog lineup for PlayStation Plus premium members is going to include No More Heroes Allowed and Loco Roco Midnight Carnival.
Yeah, both PSP games. Also, no heroes allowed, not No More Heroes Allowed.
Sorry, No Heroes Allowed.
Just want to make that clarification because there is a series called No More Heroes.
Fair. The Last of Us Part 1, or as I call it, The Last of Us remake has gone gold.
I'm happy it's gone gold. Cool. Also important to note that some people on the dev team were saying like, hey, we didn't crunch once on this. And someone was like, yeah, this is the first time in like the decade, like more than decade long career in the industry that I've worked on a game and haven't had to crunch at all.
That's awesome.
So like, yeah, even if it is just like a heavy remake of a PS3 game that was remastered on PS4, like I don't think that takes away any from the fact that they did a crunch on this game. Especially like
no.
I strongly encourage because like there was like one of the developers came out and was just like address statements and complaints that people were saying like, oh, it's just a cash grab and everything like that. And I don't think it's a cash grab. Yes, like yeah, it's kind of capitalizing on the show and everything like that. But the game is not meant for people who have played it already. The game is meant for people who have never played it before. And I definitely heavily encourage people to go on Digital Foundry's page on YouTube. They put this out shortly after the trailer first released from Game Awards, but not Game Awards, Summer Game Fest. But they have like side-by-side comparisons of like certain shots from the original game and the remake and from that trailer and everything. And it is definitely a very, very large step up visually. Like, you don't really realize how much a step up it is until you see these things side by side. So I don't think anyone should just write it off as like, oh, it's just a remake or remaster. Like, to an extent, yeah, but like it's more than just like a light paint job.
Yeah, just I will clarify that as my personal opinion because I am not somebody who cares about The Last of Us at all, and I'm not super thrilled that they're essentially remastering a remaster. But if you look at the side-by-side pictures, it is a big graphical improvement. I'm not trying to take anything away from the game.
Just want to put that out there. Just want to make that clear. There's a lot of negativity surrounding this game.
Yeah. Also, I mean, every video game is a cash grab. Like, that's why you release a video game, is to make money. So, hey-ho. Anywho, Rockstar has reportedly shelved a PS5 and Xbox Series X and S version of Red Dead Redemption 2, which is a shame. I would have played that again if they had released that.
Yeah, I've been thinking about replaying Red Dead 2, and that bums me out. Again, it's similar to the GTA 4 and Red Dead Redemption 1 remasters that were like shelved. It's they're just this is just on hold for now. Like, it could happen again at some point in the future, but for now it's on hold because GTA 6 is the main focus.
And our final brief mention is that Konami is reinstating delisted Metal Gear Solid games for the series' 35th anniversary, which is pretty cool.
That is cool. They're showing the series some love in some capacity. The fans and the series some love. Good for them.
Yep, and that will conclude our brief mentions.
We're done. We did it.
Yeah.
We did it.
Okay, so with all of our news this week out of the way, we are going to get onto what we have been playing. We both only have one game, so do you want to go first, or do you want me to go?
You got a lot to say about yours, or not too much to say about it?
Like a medium amount, I think.
Okay, I think we're both maybe in similar boats then. I'll go first though, because why not? It's a brand new game for the show entirely. I have been playing Tales of Arise. I played a little bit last week after we recorded that night. I played maybe an hour and a half or so, and then I was like, all right, I need to stop because I'm actually very tired playing this. And while I could probably play longer, I'm like, I feel the tiredness, and it's not going to do me any service to play this game while I'm tired. So then Sunday, I dug in and played for like a good 6-7 hours or so. I'm about I'm about 8ish or so hours into the game, I think, somewhere around there. Um, for in terms of like plot, for plot reference for those who have played the game, I am at Cicelodia, I believe. Like I just reached the point where, like you get the title card of Cicelodia. Like this is the realm you're in now. So I just hit that point, and I am enjoying this game quite a bit. It's my first game in the Tales of series. Never played a game in it before, but I've always heard people love it and praise it and stuff. Especially after Arise came out last year, everyone was just heaping mounds and mounds of praise on that game. Some were calling it like GOTY contender. Some were saying it was like the best RPG of the year. So that all had me really interested in it. Really like, okay, you know, had my eye on it and everything. So I got this at the same time that I picked up Kirby. I just did Kirby first. And then, like I said before, I'm kind of in that in-between stage where I knew I was going to be doing Stray and then Alive as well. But I wanted to start something new. So I said, you know what? Let's start Tales of Arise, give it a go. And I'm having a really great time with it. For those who don't know, the premise behind the story is I don't know the name of the world we're in, like the overall world. But the let's say the planet that you are on is called Danon, right? Or Danon or Dana. I believe it's called Dana. And the people of Dana, they have been enslaved in a sense by people from another planet that kind of overlooks there. It's called Rena. Rena, and then Rena has like a satellite planet called, I forgot. It starts with the L. What their like satellite planet is in a sense. But like hundreds and hundreds of years ago, the people of Rena came down and basically took over Dana and subjugated the people and made them like their slaves in a sense. Like you have to do what we tell you to do. Put them, and they kind of just took over the place. And the Dana is now broken up into like 5 different realms. So the first realm the game starts in, blanking on the name of it, I believe it's called like Caligula. That realm, it's really hot in that realm all the time. And each realm is like controlled by a different Renan lord. And I believe they say, I'm kind of messing up the time frames here, but every couple of years or so, Renan lords, they have a competition where they go to see how much Danon energy they can get, how much soul astral energy they can get from the Danon people that they have in their realm. The person who gets the most ends up being the lord that oversees them all, essentially. So you play as this guy named Alphen, right? And when the game first starts, you are known as Iron Mask. You are in the Caligula region because you have this iron mask over you. No one has seen your face. You don't have no memory of who you are or anything like that. But all you know is you've been in Caligula for a year and all, and you don't feel pain. And you're a slave here and all. And you end up getting tied up in this resistance group. You get caught up with this resistance group called the Crimson Crows, I believe, something along those lines, who are fighting back against Rena and the Renan troops, the Renan lords and all like that. And they're trying to take back their Danon. They're trying to take back Caligula from the lord who controls that area. And you meet this Renan woman called Shion, right? You meet her and she has abilities, right? She has this weird ability where if anyone goes to touch her, like thorns come out of her and they hurt whoever touches them. But because you don't feel pain, you're able to easily touch her. And she has an energy core inside her, like a fire energy core inside her that the lord of the Caligula region wants. I believe like she might have been close. She might have been like close with him before, but he wants her in his custody so that he has this core with him because this core would like give him a lot of strength and all like that. You being Alphen without feeling pain, you are able to reach inside this core that she has and pull out this burning sword. And it hurts you, but like because you don't feel pain, you don't realize it. So you're like, all right, I'm good. Like, so because of that, you and her are able to work together and use this sword. And you all, with this realization, you all make a pact, make an agreement, like, all right, you and I, she's Renan, I'm Danon, but it's like we shouldn't like each other, but we agree that, you know what, we want to take down I want to take down not the Iron Lords, but I want to take down the Lords. You want to take down the Lords for your own reasons. So we will work together because together we have the power to do this.
Yeah.
Essentially. And that is the main plot. That is the main premise behind the game. Does that all make sense to you?
Yeah, I think I follow that.
Okay, cool. I really enjoy the story so far. The characters are really cool. And like every now and after like cutscenes, there will be things that like happen every now and then where if you press R1 when you see a little icon on the screen, a skit will happen. It'll just be like a short little cutscene between like the characters that are in the party at the moment, and it'll give, you know, more. It'll either give more backstory to the world, or it'll, you know, kind of give more information about like different character relationships and deepen relationships and all like that and everything. Does that allow you to get closer to the characters and the world of the game and all. I like them. They're neat and all. So that's kind of like the story and everything. The world, it's not open world. It's like there are different environments that you're in, right? So like say, I'm trying to think of a game that might have done it that you might have played. But let's say like you're in one room right now, you go to the next room, and then like it's like a bit of an open space in this next room. And then you go to the next room, it's a bit of an open space in that room.
Okay. Yeah.
It's not like an open world game, but like it's like area after area after area that you're in and all like that. And each area, they're not too big or anything like that. Nice. Like some of them are a bit smaller and just like, hey, here's some you know, there's like a rest area, like, you know, it's like a town in this little space that you're in.
Oh,
okay,
like yeah.
Then like another area, it's like, all right, this is like now you're like in the world fighting enemies and all like that. There are no random encounters. It's an action-based RPG. Action-based JRPG, I should specify. So there are no random encounters, right? You see enemies in the field, you run into them, and then that takes you to like a different screen where you fight, and you end up fighting in a circular arena and all that's boarded off. Like you cannot go outside the arena. They have like, it's very clear where the border is and all like that. And so far in fights, there aren't like any more than 3 or 4 enemies in a fight, which is good because the combat system, it takes a bit to feel good, but once it feels good, it's a lot of fun. So it's real-time action. You have R1 to do your regular hits. I think it's R1 or R2 to do your regular hits. No, R1 is your regular hits. I believe R2 is your dodge or something. I'm getting things mixed up here. I haven't played it since Sunday. But you have your regular hits, and then you have, you know, you have a dodge you can do. But then you also have these moves called arts, right? Which are essentially special abilities you can do. And your arts, each art uses a certain amount of art energy. I'll call them art points, right? AP. They use a certain amount of art points. Your art points regenerate like after you use them, like pretty quickly too. So say for example, there's one move called like Swallow Strike, I believe, Swallow Blade, right? And it's just like a real quick like 2/ type thing. You could do it back to back, and it only uses 1 AP. You have 4 AP to start the game. If you run out of all 4, you just have to wait till it recharges. And again, it recharges real quickly, so for you to use your moves over and over again. These play into your combos because your base combo is just like a 3-hit combo, right? And then you could also do combos in the air too. Your arts change when you're in the air. So your ground arts are different from your air arts. Your base combo is 3. After you do your 3 hits, it kind of leaves you like a bit open for a moment. So that's why you mix up your art moves and your dodge into your combo. That way you're not like stuck sitting down, like sitting still, like open for too long. So you might say, all right, I'm going to do like 1 hit, 2 hit. Then I'll do like swallow blade. Then I'll dodge. and then I'll do my other art attack right here, and then I'll jump in the air, do a few more hits, maybe do an art while I'm in the air, then I'll hit the ground, and then I'll start over again with a new combo that I'm gonna do. That way, you're trying to keep your you're trying to keep your combo fluid. You're not trying to have your combo end up stopping or stagnating or anything like that, and have you just kind of like 1, 2, 3. I'm bit open right now. Next, and all like that. Your party members are there in combat with you, and they they are AI operated, right? So they'll do their own thing. And during a fight, a bar will fill up. During fights, a bar will fill up for all your party members and you as well. And when it fills up, you can press like the corresponding arrow for that character, and they'll jump in and like do do a nice helpful move of some sort.
Okay.
It's cool. And like that can help extend combos in some way for you. It can help do some heavy damage on an enemy. You can control your party members. Like you can switch who you control during a fight, but it's not like the most intuitive, and it's really simple and quick to do. You just press the touchpad and then press R1 or L1 to change who you want to play as. And then each character plays differently. So Xion, she has a gun. She's better as a ranged attacker, like shooting enemies from range and all like that. There's someone who uses the most recent person I got, Renwell. They're a mage, so they're better at casting spells from a distance and all like that. So when you control them, everyone plays differently. But if you let them be on their own, they do any move that you have set for them to do. Whereas if you control them, you only have the moves available to you that you have set for you to use, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
So put it like this. If your party members are operating on their own, they can use their full suite as long as you have it checked off for them to use. If you control them, you can only use a set of 4 moves that you have selected to use when you are playing as that character. And that makes sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. So combat is fun. Some fights can be tough, but they're really not that difficult as long as you're paying attention to what enemies are doing, dodging out of enemy attacks, keeping your combos going, making use of your party members and their different moves and all, and like really smart ways. Combat is just so much fun. And again, it takes a bit to get fun, but it does get fun once you are leveled up more, once you have more abilities at your disposal, then it's like, okay, this is fun. This is cool. This is enjoyable. So I'm really enjoying that.
Nice. Yeah, the Tales series has been something that I haven't wanted, like not something that I've wanted to get into for a while, but that didn't make any sense, did it?
You said it's not one I've been wanting to get into for a while. Is it one you have wanted to play for a while, or one you have not been interested in?
No, it's not. It's one that I've been interested in from a distance. Like I've watched people play, and I'm like, this looks kind of fun, but like not being the biggest JRPG person up until very recently when I've been playing Final Fantasy, then I haven't really been into that kind of game. But I'm getting more and more into that, so maybe at some point I'll play it. Sorry, I was distracted by my sister at the door.
I saw her over there. Not the first time I saw someone walk by. I think you would like it. I think you would. Like, it's not. I think Final Fantasy VII Remix combat is better than Tales of Arise. It's just more fun for me personally. But Tales of Arise in itself, like in terms of the combat, and like I said, it takes a bit. Whereas from jump, Final Fantasy VII Remix is like great from jump.
Yeah.
Tales of Arise, it's fun at first. It's like it's cool at first. You got to level up a bit and get more abilities before it becomes like, oh, this is like really fun, really cool to do. Yeah. But the combat is fun, and the story is interesting as well. I'm looking forward to this story of basically going through the realms and freeing the people from our oppressors and taking them out and all, and just seeing the different twists and turns that the story takes and all. I'm really intrigued by it. I'm also like catching on to some of the voice actors. Like Xion, if I'm right, is voiced by Erica Lindbeck, who voices Jessie in Seven Remake and Futaba in Persona 5. Alphen, I believe, is voiced by Ray Chase, who voices Noctis in 15. There's another character who I came across who I know for a fact is the voice of Kirito from Sword Art Online. There's another character who I've heard his actor before. I just cannot put my finger on who he voiced. I meant to look it up, but it's been fun. Like be like, I know where you're from. I know where you're from.
Yeah.
As I've watched more anime and played more JRPGs, and like I actually pay attention to people's voices. I'm like, I know you, and I know you, and I know you, and I know you. So it's cool. It's been a good time. I do want to play more of it. It might not happen this week because again, this is going to be the Stray week. For sure, after Stray drops, between Stray and Destiny and this, it's gonna be like, all right, I got a bunch of stuff to play. So yeah, I'm looking forward to doing more of it.
Well, speaking of Destiny, that's what I've been playing this week. It's the only game I played this week. I'm trying to decide whether I want to tell you how many hours I've played Destiny 2 this week, because it is quite a big number.
What is it? More? Is it like 40? Did you put in a work week?
I may have put in more than a work week.
You did overtime?
Yeah, I think I'm like 55 hours or something like that.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
okay. So you finished the main story. You must have.
Oh yeah. So I finished Witch Queen last Sunday.
Okay, yeah, it's not that long.
I think. No. So I was actually really happy with the Witch Queen campaign. I really enjoyed it, and I am very excited for Lightfall.
Yeah.
After that ending cutscene, especially when we got the character designed of somebody, I'm not going to say who in case people don't want to know, but
yeah, I saw that. I was like, ooh, and then everything that was coming up here and looking at that, I was just like, ooh.
Yep.
That's 100%. Super cool.
Yeah.
Question. It makes like now I really think that. Well, you know what? No. I just have more theories about Lightfall now. After finishing this, I'm just like, huh.
Yeah.
All right, because I had a theory after I finished Beyond Light about what Lightfall could be, but now after how this played out, I was like, huh. Okay, I wonder if there's another perspective for Lightfall. It's gonna be interesting.
Yeah. So there was something I was about to say. Oh yeah. Actually, I'll get back to that. So I'll kind of go over what I have done in the last week of Destiny. So I finished the Witch Queen campaign. I then went and finished the Season of the Risen content and the Season of the Haunted content.
Okay.
I have I think I've done like 4 or 5 exotic quests. I've done I also did end up buying the 30th anniversary pack.
Nice.
So I've been doing a lot of like the Dares of Eternity missions to kind of get my rank up with Xur, so I can start unlocking all of the hunter ornaments for like the 30th anniversary armor.
Yeah.
I think that's everything I've done. I mean, I've also done most of the weekly challenges for like powerful and pinnacle gear.
What's your power level?
1543.
Jesus Christ.
1543, 1544, something like that.
Jesus Christ, you were putting in work.
Yeah, especially since I think last week when I talked about Destiny, I think it was like 1420 something.
Yeah, you went up 100 something levels. My God.
Yeah.
I'm just sitting at 1513.
Yeah.
That's mainly because I haven't. Yeah, that's mainly because I haven't. I did like the first mission or so for Season of the Risen, but the next one it says I have to go into the Battlegrounds playlist, and when I went to go do it, it gave me the notification like, "Hey, you might want to have the seasonal artifact because you'll be going up against enemies that have the unbreakable stuff." And I'm like, that means I got to start Season of the Haunted first, get the artifact for my core, and then go back. So I was like, I was dancing around. I was like, I don't want to spoil myself and stuff, but I'm gonna have to. So is what it is.
Yeah. From what I remember of that, it doesn't spoil things too much, I don't think.
That's good.
Again, I might be wrong on that because it's been a while since I did the first mission of the Season of the Haunted. But as far as I can remember, it doesn't spoil it hugely.
Okay, that's good.
But I am unfortunately into that like part of Destiny now where like everything I have to do is kind of repetitive.
Just all right, time to do some Crucible stuff, time to do my Vanguards, strikes, grind up that gear.
Yeah, so like that doesn't really bother me because like I genuinely really do enjoy playing Destiny. And I am actually really enjoying the Dares of Eternity missions. Well, I don't know if you could call them missions. It's more like strikes almost because you're essentially like you spawn it. Have you done any actually?
No, I have not.
Okay.
You
Do
can
you
tell me
want me to
about it.
tell you? Okay. So essentially, it's how you unlock all like the 30th anniversary content stuff. Is essentially go in and rank up your, I forget what the like rank is called. But essentially you rank up with Xur.
Yeah.
Um, and when you go into like a Dares of Eternity mission, it's essentially you spawn in, and you get slingshotted into this like big, like open arena, and your goal is to essentially take down whatever enemy it gives you, because you'll spin a wheel which will select the enemy you're going to fight. So it could be Cabal, Taken, Vex, what have you.
Yeah.
Um, and you'll essentially be tasked with doing like, if it's Vex, for example, then you have to like defeat Vex champions by killing smaller Vex, taking their heads, and using a laser to disable a shield that otherwise wouldn't be able to be disabled.
Uh-huh.
So and you're working in a team of 6. So
Is that
once you've done that,
matchmaking or no?
yes,
Okay.
yeah, it's all match made. Once you finish the first 2 rounds, which are in this big open arena, then you go and do an obstacle course, which is like, it's not hard, but it's annoying because
Okay.
it's very easy to be like knocked off, which essentially like puts you into a lower obstacle arena or obstacle course, and you walk through that, which then leads you into a second chamber where you do 3 rounds of essentially what you did in the first 2, just against different enemies, or it could be the
Yeah.
same enemy because you spin a wheel again. Um, then you have to essentially stand on a platform, because it's like, guess what your final enemy is going to be, and you either get a boon or a nerf depending on what you, if you're correct or you're wrong. Then you go into a final, you do another obstacle course, you go into a final chamber, kill the boss, and you're done. So like it's not like, it's definitely not difficult or challenging or anything. It's just it's repetitive, sure, but it's actually quite fun. So
Yeah.
that's honestly, that's what I've spent most of my week doing. I think I am, again, I can't remember what it's called, so I'm gonna say I'm Xur rank like 11 or 12 out of 16.
Okay.
So like fairly far through that. I've gotten most of the exotics I can, I think. I've done most of the like investigation board missions. I don't
Yeah.
know if you, yeah. So yeah, I've had a busy week in Destiny. I'm still having fun. The one gripe that I have with Destiny, or like one of the gripes I have with Destiny, that is one of my biggest ones, is have you done the preservation mission?
No, because that's the next investigation board one for me. And I haven't done it yet
Okay.
because it's the I think the limit for is level the minimum is 1540
Oh
if
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
right. And
yeah,
I'm not 1540 yet.
yeah. So I did that when I was, I think, like 1535. So like not far behind what the recommended power for is. That mission is, at least for me, it was impossible to do by myself. Like even
Mm,
at 5 power levels behind what it recommends, which like isn't that much. Like you, like I should still have been able to, with a little bit of a challenge, do that mission going by their recommended level. But one of the main gripes I've had with Destiny for ages is they essentially punish you for playing by yourself, because they don't, if I could compare it to something like Borderlands, right, where you can play by yourself and it'll be fine, or when other people join, it will spawn in more enemies, it will make bosses harder, it will, you know, like you will sustain more damage from enemies and stuff. Destiny doesn't have that. Destiny is one difficulty across the board, regardless of whether you are playing by yourself or you're in a fire team, like a full fire team, which, don't get me wrong, I understand is the game, but it's just for a game that I enjoy playing so much, to have to go and join a random clan or find a looking for group post that has people willing to help me is quite annoying, just to like do content that I should have otherwise able to do.
I see. I
So
see.
like yeah, like again, that's a personal complaint. I know that, that's probably just me, one, not being good at video games, and two, being slightly behind the power level for what that mission was. But
That's what I was gonna
like,
say. I mean, I wonder like how much of that is just the fact that you're still behind. Like, because I mean, there have been some missions not that I've well, I forgot what there was one mission I was doing where I went into it and I could tell oh wait, this is actually be a bit of a challenge because I could see the enemy, the symbols next to the enemies. It wasn't the normal one. It was like the red sword. I was like, okay, you
Hmm.
guys are a bit stronger than me. So it's about to be like a bit of a pain to get through. And it was, but I made it through. It might have been a lost sector. If not a lost sector, it might have been an actual mission. I don't remember. But
Yeah.
I mean, part of it could have been the fact that you were like a bit underleveled um for the mission. I mean, again, I say this without knowing exactly what the mission entails. Because I haven't talked to my brother about that mission yet. I just told him like, yeah, that's the next one for me to do, but like I'm not at the level for it yet,
Yeah.
so is what it is. Um, but yeah, because I mean, like even there was something that my brother was talking to me about today where he was like, yeah, the limit for it is well, the minimum is 1540, but like at 1530 you should be able to do it. Like it could be a bit of a challenge, but you should be able to get through it. I was just like,
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not about to beat my head against the wall to do whatever this thing is that you're telling me about. And like, I'm not about to beat my head at the wall. No, it was legendary lost sectors. He was like, yeah, you know, doing legendary lost
Okay.
sectors. I was like, isn't the minimum like 1540 for that? He was like, I think maybe if you're 1530, you should be able to do it. I was like, I'm like 1513. He said, oh yeah, so like, you know, not ready for it yet. I was like, yeah, but even
Yeah.
1530, like I still might not do it because because like even then legendary lost sectors, if I'm right, you have lives on it. He was like, yeah,
Yeah.
but you know, if you take out certain enemies that you get more lives. I was like, I'm not about to beat my head against the wall. Like when I get there, I'll
Yeah.
see how I feel. So I mean, 5 power levels can make a difference.
Yeah, no, like it definitely can. But like most of the other content I played when I was like 10 power levels behind was fine. I think it was just this mission, the last part. Well, I'm not going to spoil anything for you, but
The
um,
last part gets pretty tough.
yeah, yeah, like especially if you're by yourself, because it's like most of this mission is no respawning allowed. So
Uh-huh.
most of it is essentially you die, you reset back to a checkpoint that was super far back. So
Uh-huh.
but yeah, and I mean, like this also isn't like the first time this has happened. Like even when I have been, I remember when I was doing a mission in Beyond Light, I was 20 power levels above the recommended, and it was still really difficult by myself.
Which mission
So,
was this?
it was the one, you know, when you go into um, the area, the leftmost area on the map with a big facility.
Okay.
It was something in there. Don't ask me what the mission was exactly because that was ages ago and I can't remember. But it was something in that area where I think it was like you had like 2 or 3 bosses to fight at once, but like the bosses had one of those like uninvincible shields that you had to deal with. But it was difficult. But
And you were 20 levels above the limit and it was still
yep,
difficult.
yep, yeah. And again, I'm not saying I'm good at Destiny.
I was
I'm
about
not
to say,
saying I'm good at video games.
is that a mission problem or is that a you problem at that point right
I don't
there?
know. I have found my favorite exotic though that I think I'm just going to use going forward.
What's that?
It's called Sweet Business, and it's essentially an
I
auto
know the
rifle.
name.
Yeah, it's an auto rifle that is essentially a minigun.
I feel like
Uh,
I may have it. White
hmm,
and red kind of sort of
yep,
Cerberus one. I think I have it. If I don't have it, I've seen it.
yeah. In my opinion, they should essentially just call it the melter because it melts through things.
Mm. I like Parasite. That was the one I was talking about the exotic
Oh
quest that I did
yeah,
last week.
the grenade launcher.
Yeah, I like that one
Yeah.
a lot. I find it to be very helpful for some of the for like when you're going up against the lucent hive people, the hive bearers
Mm,
that have the light and all. Just like, all right, I'm just gonna like kill a bunch of people in this room and then pull this out. All right, times 20, pow, one hit dead. Or
yeah.
like some of the bosses that you had to fight like the for the altar of memory missions, some of
Oh
those
yeah.
where I was like, all right, just kill a bunch of people and then I'll fire this at you. If it hits you, it takes out like at least half your health. So I only have to like actually shoot you twice with this,
Mm,
and you're done.
yeah.
Parasite's very, very good. Love it a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I have like 7 or 8 exotics in my inventory now that I'm just like I'm keeping there in case like I want to use that one instead of a different one. Um, but Sweet Business is definitely my go-to.
Nice. Your Warlock Hunter Titan.
Hunter.
Gotcha. Okay.
Solar Hunter, like I say, I think 1543, something like that.
Okay. Nice. 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 Nice.
Yeah. I have just one last thing I'll say, but I have actually joined like I went on the like Destiny 2 looking for a group official Discord page, and I've joined a couple of other Discords through that. So I will hopefully be doing some of the raids soon.
Nice. Cool. Yeah. I mean, I want to say just under. I'm a bit under raid level, but I don't know when I'll do the raid. If I'll do it. If I do a raid, it'll probably be like sometime after my brother comes back from Puerto Rico, because he's going to Puerto Rico with my stepdad this coming week on Friday, the 21st or the 22nd. One of those 2 days. He's going away for Puerto Rico for a few weeks. So probably when he gets back, I'll see about doing a raid with him, because I doubt I'm going to have time over the weekend.
Yeah, fair. But yeah, unless you have any other questions for me about my my 50 something hours in Destiny 2 this week, then I think we can wrap up.
How did you 55 hours in Destiny 2 in 1 week?
Something like that. Yeah.
In 1 week?
Yeah, and that's on top of doing like a bunch of uni work and stuff at my grandfather's house and other stuff.
Dear Lord, I feel like this is the start of a problem here.
No, like over the last like day or so, actually, I haven't had the urge to play Destiny 2.
Because you put in 55 hours in 6 days.
Yeah.
6-7 days,
Yeah,
dear Lord. I probably wouldn't feel the urge to play it either.
Yeah.
You could play an entire game in that much time.
Yep.
You could have finished 7 Remake and then maybe finished another game in that time.
Yep.
Absolutely insane.
Yeah. I was having fun with Destiny.
I'm not saying you shouldn't have had fun with it. I'm happy you had fun with it. It's just wild how much time you put into it in a week. It's crazy.
Yes, that probably won't be happening again, because like I said, I'm going to start working through my ever-growing back catalog of games that I have to play.
Yes, please do that. Please do that.
Yes. But that will wrap up episode 67 of the Play to Win podcast. Thank you all very much for watching. You can head over to playtowingames.wordpress.com, where you will find all of our podcast episodes and reviews, written and video format, review guide, all that kind of stuff over there. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at playtowingame, where you will get updates on the show, any other stuff we post over there. It's much appreciated for the follows, and subscribe to us on YouTube and podcast services. Again, if you take the notification bell on YouTube, then you will get a notification when videos go live, podcast episodes, anything else we decide to put out there in the world. And, comment, share, review, all of the things that help out our podcast. We all always greatly appreciate it. We always enjoy seeing your comments and stuff like that in videos. Tyler, where can people find you?
You can find me, my back, over on Twitter at Tyler Miller 2496. I tweet, what I tweet about. I tweet about games I'm playing, movies I might be watching, or shows I might be watching. And I'll, retweet and like the occasional funny thing. So I feel like my Twitter is pretty entertaining. Chat with me over there. I'm down to talk about stuff. I'm down to talk about things. Hit me up and chat with me, peeps.
Yeah. You can find me on Twitter at Badlynet, BADLYNET, all one word. I post stuff sometimes. That's it. Thank you all very much for watching, and we will see you all next week.
Have a great one.
See you later.